Hello. Welcome. Come on in. Hello. ¿Cómo está? Muy bien. Gracias. Hola. 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 Hello. Welcome. We are going to finish up. Hello, Pickles. Welcome. Welcome. It's Saturday. It's a rainy, wet, cold Saturday for us here in Texas, the land of Texas. Welcome. So good to see you, Pickles. Good to see you. What we got going on? Trump's war against Iran. What are we going to talk about that a little bit? Let's see here. Probably not the most popular subject, but it is what it is. Whoa. Okay, let me go down here. Let me see what I got in my repertoire. There it is. Okay. I want to change the title to, let's go back. Hello, Michelle. Hello, hello, Demon Dictator. Let me put health. Trump's war against Iran as his health fails. What's going on with Donald Trump's health? His health. Okay, Trump's war against Iran and health questions. What's going on with Donald Trump's health? Okay, I fixed it. Fixed it. Okay. See if I can fix this one. Okay, let's see. Trump's war against Iran and health questions. Hello, Demon Dictator. It is so good to see you. Hello, Highly Sensitive. It is good to see you. Marianne, it's good to see you as well. Hello, welcome in. And hello, you in the bushes. If you're in the bushes and you see the subscribe button, you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and let's get into this live. Let's see what's going on with the war. Okay. Let's see what's going on.
It is not looking good for Donald Trump physically and mentally. He is collapsing while the United States is at war, while the United States war against Iran has gone from horrible to absolutely catastrophic. Donald Trump's physical and mental health appears to be absolutely catastrophic. I mean, throughout the entire day yesterday, he kept on posting on his social media photos of the comedian Bill Maher. He had some dinner with Bill Maher in February or something, and there were February articles of Bill Maher. He kept on posting, not just once, 8 times, post after post on Bill Maher. Then he started posting videos of Grand Theft Auto, the video game Grand Theft Auto, and he's like mixing Grand Theft Auto videos with videos of the war against Iran. Then he starts posting Major League Baseball games and then starts mixing that with footage of the war against Iran, then NFL football games, and then starts mixing that with images of the war against Iran. And, you know, speaking of sports, he continues to surround himself with different sports teams and athletes instead of address the American people. And people who are around Donald Trump say privately, he keeps on whispering about, we need to send ground troops. I want to send ground troops, special elite forces. I need to put them into Iran. This isn't going as planned. But Donald Trump keeps surrounding himself with different sports teams. I mean, earlier this week, it was the Major League Soccer Miami soccer team, or if you're not in the United States, the football team was there. And then Donald Trump kept on saying,
we're just checking on Donald Trump's health and finding out what's going on with this war he started. That's all. Hello, Cassandra. Hello, Fluffy. Hello, Leslie. It's so good to see you guys. Thanks for coming in. Paul, listen, stop the shenanigans or I'm going to kick you out. Okay? Hello, hello, hello.
To them, oh, you're good looking. I don't like good looking men the way you're all good looking. And he had Alex Rodriguez in the Oval Office. Why would you have Alex Rodriguez in the office? And then he did a press conference on Friday where he did not want to talk about the war. He invited coaches from different NCAA basketball and football teams and old coaches who previously coached NCAA basketball and football teams. And he wanted to talk about why he doesn't want college football players or college athletes in general to receive payments for their name, image, and likeness, despite the Supreme Court in a 2021 case allowing this to take place. And now college athletes are able to get paid. But Donald Trump's like, let's bring in the coaches. I want to bring in the coaches. And then he addressed, like, I don't know, like psychologically, where you can perhaps interpret it better than I can. But I know when I see cognitive collapse, I'm just going to call it out. We're at war. It's going horrible. Iran right now is attacking all of its neighbors, right, where there are American interests. The U.S. looks weak. You have Iran being aided now by China and Russia. Trump's whispering about ground troops. The price per barrel of oil is absolutely surging right now. And Trump is in the White House surrounding himself with different coaches from football teams and soccer teams.
Gas are almost $4 a gallon. $4. Gas is going up. I may have to block someone, guys. You know how I feel about blocking people. I don't really do blocking, but I will if I need to, Paul. Welcome, guys that are in here that are spectators. Hello and welcome to the Mimi Show. We're talking about Donald Trump and his health. What's been going on with it recently? What did he have on his neck? Was that a rash? Can you please make sure you hit that subscribe button? I'm trying to get to 6,044. 6,044. If you guys could help me out, that would be so wonderful. I would really, really appreciate it. And hit that like button.
And basketball teams like, coach, everything's amazing, coach. The Iranian army is gone. Their navy is gone. They're done. They have no leaders. It's over. We've conquered. They've surrendered. No, they haven't. We see their foreign minister on TV on a daily basis. Their foreign minister, Aragachi, this guy is billion supplemental paid for by the taxpayers. We don't want to give you any money at all for this unlawful freaking war because we're out of munitions. And you're talking to NCAA coaches and saying, coach, put me in, coach. Here, watch this. Just watch what he does. I'm not exaggerating it. Watch what he did yesterday. Here, play this clip.
Said I give it a 12 to a 15. Their army is gone. They're just about, look, their Navy is gone. Their communications are gone. Their leaders are gone. 2 sets of their leaders are gone. They're down to their 3rd set. Their Air Force is wiped out entirely. Think of it. They have 32 ships. All 32 are at the bottom of the ocean. Other than that, they're doing very well, Coach.
And then again, people are like, hey, man, can we talk about the war and what the hell is happening? Because it's going really badly, Donald. It's going really badly. And Donald Trump's like, no, let's talk about what I want to do to not pay college athletes. I guess we're going to have to go to Congress, but I'll do an executive order. I do beautiful executive orders. Really beautiful. Here, play this clip.
We have some of the big politicians, senators, Congress people that can make it get approved. Yeah, because we have to go through, I'd do an executive order. I'd love to do that. I'll probably do it anyway. We'll do an executive order. We'll see how it works because it would be I have a really nice, simple idea. But we'll go through this process and I think we'll get it through Congress. We have a good chance. I think it'll be very bipartisan.
And more about him, talking about he wants to write his executive order. He's got a beautiful executive order that he wants to write. Here, play this clip.
All right. So I think he qualifies, right? But I'd like to sit down with some of the very talented people in this room, and we'll pick them out. If you'd like to volunteer. And I'd like to sign an executive order that I'll write myself based on common sense. And it'll be something that people will be sort of happy about. Some will be sort of happy. Others will be sort of happy. And maybe that's a good thing. There'll be a few people that won't like anything. But I'd like to write an executive order based on some of the very great talent in this room.
Then Peter Doocy asks him, all right, can we just have a real question here for a second? It seems like Donald, this is Peter Doocy from Fox. He's like, Donald, it sounds like the Russians are helping Iran and the Chinese are helping Iran and that they're involved in this war that now involves the world that you started. Care to comment? This is the Fox guy asking it. And watch what Donald Trump says in response. Play this clip.
Thank you, President Trump. It sounds like
hit the like.
Target and attack Americans now.
That's an easy problem compared to what we're doing here.
Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, guys. Get me over to 750. Can we get to 650? 650. Can we get to 650 by next week? Help me out, guys.
Here. But can I be honest? It's just, I have a lot of respect for you. You've always been very nice to me. What a stupid question that is to be asking at this time. We're talking about something else.
City, can you make sure you're subscribed? And Brett as well, while you guys have an opinion about the war. Okay. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, please. All of you that's in the bushes, hit the subscribe button.
Can we keep this maybe a little bit? Go ahead, please.
And just to remind you, here's where he says, I don't like good-looking men. Play this clip.
Yeah, good-looking people. Marco, I don't like good-looking men. You don't feel so good about yourself standing up here. Good-looking people.
I want to make okay, he doesn't like it. I want to make show you Kristi Noem has also, I think, been raising doubts about Donald Trump's cognitive state, which I'll show you in a quick moment. But I just want to show you some of the parallels quickly between what you're seeing here and how Donald Trump's talking about the Iran war that he started with how he talked about COVID. When remember back in COVID in February and in March, he's like, by April, it's gone. It'll go away. It's never coming back. The curve will be bended. Just to remind you, Donald Trump in February and March in 2020, here's what he was saying. Play this clip.
We've done great on the trade. It's going to have a tremendous impact. Now, the virus that we're talking about having to do, a lot of people think that goes away in April with the heat, as the heat comes in. Typically, that will go away in April. We're in great shape, though. We have 11 cases, and many of them are in good shape now.
Here's another clip of him again. I just want to show you the type of language that he was using here. Play this clip.
We're opening up this incredible country because we have to do that. I'd love to have it open by Easter. Okay? I would love to have it open by Easter. I will tell you that right now. I would love to have that. It's such an important day for other reasons, but
This is what he's thinking about, his ballroom. The ballroom. Ooh, we got some new hit the subscribe button. Okay. Jean, hit the subscribe button. Hit it.
I'll make it an important day for this too. I would love to have the country opened up and just raring to go by Easter.
That's April 12th. So we will watch and see what happens. I'm going to toss it back to my cohort, Bill.
Yes.
And so now also behind the scenes, you have Kristi Noem, I think kind of leaking to the press after she was fired that Donald Trump is also cognitively.
I don't know how to pronounce your name. Cage. How about Cage? Cage. Saka. Can you subscribe and hit that like button as well? His MO is to bring up anything to avoid the topic or issue at hand. Why are you avoiding the topic? Why are you avoiding the subject, Donald Trump? Don't evade the question.
Here's how Mediaite reports it, but let's try to cut through it for a second. Team Noem, Kristi Noem, fires back at White House, suggests that Donald Trump lied about the ad campaign. So as you know, Donald Trump fires Kristi Noem, and he appoints her to be the special envoy of the Shield, the envoy to the Shield of America. Just like literally a made-up thing, the Shield of America. I mean, just think about his demented mind that he made up a position called the Shield of America, and he keeps now talking about the Shield of America while posting Grand Theft Auto videos and saying it's the video of the war. Or the other day, he was doing Call of Duty videos. The president of the United States is posting Call of Duty fake videos and saying it's the war in Iran. Do we realize how utterly deranged that is? So, he fires Kristi Noem, and he says the reason that he did it, and he leaks out the reason he did it is that she blamed him for the ad campaign. $220 million ad campaign. And during the cross-examination, when she was under oath in front of the Senate, Senator John Kennedy from Louisiana said, did Donald Trump approve of that ad campaign with you on the horsey? With you on the horsey? Did he approve of that campaign? And she said, yeah, he approved of that ad campaign where she goes around dressing like a cowgirl or whatever the hell she's dressed as. And she's like riding around in horses and it cost the taxpayers over $200 million. And she's like, yeah, Donald Trump approved it. And then I was like, oh, I don't think he approved it. And then Donald Trump leaked. That's why she got fired, because she said that I was behind the ad campaign. I wasn't behind the ad campaign. Well, now Kristi Noem saying, this guy's basically Kristi Noem saying behind the scenes through her own proxies, of course he knew about it. What are you talking about? And she's just basically blamed him for not giving her the resources. And she's just saying that he's basically cognitively messed up if he thinks that she never told him that story. Here's video that has surfaced recently. Asen from the Midas Touch Network posted it. This was from a while ago where she told the story about the ad campaign. She was asked about the ad campaign and she said, Donald Trump said, he likes to see me dress up. Donald Trump said to Kristi Noem, according to Kristi Noem, he likes her wearing the different outfits. That gives him pleasure to watch her dress up in different outfits. And then he told her, do the dress up thing that you do and do a commercial dressing up in different outfits. So she said that I did the dress up because Trump told me to dress up in these outfits because he likes me dressing up like that. And if you're like, Ben, come on. You're telling me Kristi Noem said that before? Yeah, she said that months and months and months ago. Here's the video of her saying that at this CPAC thing a while ago. Here, play this clip.
Talked to me several times. We had several meetings during the transition talking about it. And he said to me one day, we had a meeting, I left his office, and then Natalie came chasing me down the hall and she goes, the president wants to tell you something he forgot to visit with you about. So I came back in.
Hey guys, in the bushes, can you please hit the subscribe button and the like button for me, please? That would be so awesome. It would mean so much to me. I'm trying to get to 650. And the only way I can do that is with your help. It's free. All you got to do is hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, and it'll kick me into the algorithm. I appreciate that. Thank you. Again, can you hit the subscribe button and get me over to 650? Please, I beg of you guys. Trump, like other narcissists, will never take accountability. Oh, hello, Francis. Hello, hello, hello. Let's continue.
To his office. And he said, Christy, do you know those ads that you did in South Dakota?
Oh,
And I said,
yes.
yes, sir. You mean my Freedom Works Here ads? And he said, yeah, those ones where those beautiful ads,
Those
those
beautiful.
beautiful ads
Beautiful.
you did about South
Yeah.
Dakota. They had Mount Rushmore,
No.
all those things. He said, I want you to do those for the border.
Brilliant.
And I said, well, sir, I don't know how that.
I don't think Auntie Mickey is here. Have fun, Demon Dictator. Thank you. And thank you guys for subscribing out there. I do appreciate your support.
That works. You mean the ones where I was a plumber and where I was an electrician? And I don't know if I can do those for the border. And he said, no, I want you to do those for the border. And I want you to do those everywhere, not just in the United States, but I want them around the world. I want you to tell people not to come to this country if they're going to come here illegally. And I said, well, sir, we can do press conferences. We can tell people what we're doing. And he said, nope, we're not going to let the media tell this story because the media will never tell the truth. We're going to
That's
do
right.
a marketing campaign to make sure the American people know the truth of what you're doing. And I said, well, sir, do you want to be in those ads? And he said, nope, I
Wait,
want
wait,
you to
he
do
said
them.
no?
He said, no, I don't. I want you in
Okay.
the ads.
Hello,
He said, I want you
Detroit.
in the ads and I want your face in the ads. But he said, but I want the first ad. I want you to thank me. So I want you to thank me for closing the border. And I said, yes, sir, I will thank you for closing the border. So if you notice in that ad, we thanked him for closing the border. And then
And then finally, we know that Donald Trump keeps on talking about how he thinks he's not going to get to heaven if he dies soon. And, I'm not going to get to heaven. I'm not going to get to heaven. I'm not going to get to heaven. And so he then brought in at the end of the week, remember he brought in all those like far right wing, like religious zealots
Yeah.
to like pray for him. I'll show it to you here. We don't need to show the actual video. We could show it in B-roll because it's freaking weird. But this is what was
Please hit that like button, guys, and subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hello, Lisa. Lisa, welcome. We're just going over Donald Trump's health. What's that rash on his neck? What's going on with the war due? Things like that. Pap, I'm not giving a marketing campaign. I'm just asking you guys to subscribe if you don't mind. Okay? When people pretended to be crazy, met someone pretending to be normal, which is Iran. Hello, John. Woo! Hell doesn't want Trump.
was going on as well as he's saying, I'm not going to make it to heaven. I'm not going to make it to heaven. And he keeps on giving speeches. I'll just show you a clip of him saying, I'm not going to make it to heaven. Here, play this clip.
His final moments, Shirley testified to the greatness of America and to the glory of our Savior, with whom he now rests in heaven. And he's going to make heaven. I said, I'm not sure I can make it, but he's going to make it. He's there. He's looking down on us right now. It's so
What?
incredible. Look at this, how this turned out. This was supposed to be so, with whom he now rests in heaven. And he's going to make heaven. I said, I'm not sure I can make it.
Why are you not sure you can make it to heaven, Donald Trump? Where are you going to go? There's only two places, hell or heaven. So what are you saying? You might not make it. You know something that we don't know? Hello, Liquid. Hello, Tune. Guys, hit that subscribe button. Yeah, Auntie Mickey says she's going to take a break for a while. Got
But he's going to make it. he's there. He's looking down on us right now. It's so incredible. Look at this, how this turned out. This was supposed to be so dark and cloudy. Not dark and cloudy, as I said. Look at that, how beautiful that is. There's no artist that can capture it as beautiful as it is today. Wow.
And just so you know that I'm not lying, like he says this in every speech now. He goes, I'm not going to be in heaven. If I die, when I die, I'm not going to make it to heaven. Here, just play this clip.
I said, I don't think I'm going to make it to heaven in front of a massive group of people, 56,000 people. And they were all saying, oh, what does he mean? I don't think I'm going to make it to heaven. I'm doing a great job for a lot of people, but I don't think so. I'm just not worthy of heaven. I'm not going to make it.
What is he saying? He just told us that he's not going to make it to heaven. What are you talking about, Donald Trump? Explain yourself, leader of the country. You're not going to
tell me what you think is going on.
Heaven.
Hit subscribe.
I don't think I'm going to make it to heaven. I'm doing a great job for a lot of people, but I don't.
Wow. Ooh. I'm going to heaven. There's no question. Okay. Hello, Lisa. I wonder why he didn't say the other place. I'm not going to heaven, but I'm going where then? Where are you going? Now says he's going under. Now will spin. Yeah, Fluffy. I ain't questioning that. I'm going to heaven and there's no question. I know that's right.
I don't think so. I'm just not worthy of heaven. I'm not going to make it.
You tell me what you think is going on. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. And thank you so much for watching. Love this video? Support independent media and unlock.
Wow, he's got 6 million. So I'm going to hit the like button. He's trying to get to 7 million. I'm just trying to get to 7,000 subscribers. That's all. That's all, guys. Oh, wow. Trump said he's going to do something today. Let's see what he's doing today. Oh, Jesse Jackson Memorial Service. Obama takes a swipe at him.
We are living in a time when it can be hard to hope. Each day we wake up to some new assault on our democratic institutions. Another setback to the idea of the rule of law. An offense to common decency. Every day you wake up to things you just didn't think were possible. Each day we're told by those in high office to fear each other and to turn on each other. And that some Americans count more than others. And that some don't even count at all. Everywhere we see greed and bigotry being celebrated and bullying and mockery masquerading as strength. We see science and expertise denigrated while ignorance and dishonesty and cruelty and corruption are reaping untold rewards every single day. We see that. And it's hard to hope. It may be tempting for some to compromise with power and grab what you can, or even for good people.
Oh, yeah, Debbie.
Maybe just put your head down and wait for the storm to pass.
I know I have sinned and fallen short. I know I do every day, every moment. But repent. You repent. Lord, forgive me for my sins and my transgressions. Of course, we're not worthy. This is a note to Donald Trump.
This man Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson inspires us to take a harder path. And because if we don't step up, no one else will. How fortunate we were that Jesse Jackson answered that call.
I got one more. Just in, Trump and leaders of American countries attend a Shield of America summit in Florida. So he's attending something in Florida today. Also something about.
This is Tehran over in Iran. As the U.S. and Israel this morning continue their strikes, part of Operation
Hi,
Epic Fury.
Lisa.
They are targeting the IRGC and other Iranian regime strongholds. You can see the smoke right there rising, as it has been really over the past several days since this all began about a week ago. Now, we're also hearing from President Trump, as I mentioned, a short time ago, as he posted on Truth Social, and I want to read this for you. It says, quote, Iran, which is being beat to hell, has apologized and surrendered to its Middle East neighbors and promised that it will not shoot at them anymore. This promise was only made because of the relentless U.S. and Israeli attack. They were looking to take over and rule the Middle East. It is the first time that Iran has ever lost in thousands of years to surrounding Middle Eastern countries. They have said, thank you, President Trump. I have said, you're welcome. Iran is no longer the bully of the Middle East. They are instead the loser of the Middle East and will be for many decades until they surrender or, more likely, completely collapse. Today, Iran will be hit very hard under serious consideration for
Hit that
complete
subscribe
destruction and
button.
death because of Iran's bad behavior. Are areas and groups of people that were not considered for targeting up until this moment in time. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Again, the part that really sticks out right there, it echoes what we heard from Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent yesterday as he spoke with Fox News. President Trump right now in that quote saying, quote, today, Iran will be hit very hard. We also have this post right here from U.S. Central Command as we are 1 week into Operation Epic Fury. We were here 1 week ago, bringing you all of the breaking images. Central Command saying U.S. forces have struck over 3,000 targets in the first week of Operation Epic Fury, and we are not slowing down. As we take a live look over Beirut at this hour in Lebanon, you can once again see the smoke is rising as Israel is not just working alongside the U.S. with those strikes on Tehran in Iran, but also they are fighting the Hezbollah terror group there backed by Iran, firing missiles. So Israel receiving those missiles from both Iran and the Iran-backed terror group. We'll keep you posted on all of this as we get additional information and live images coming into our newsroom. Right now, I want to pop this up on your screen once again because we want to get your take on all of this. The question we're posing to you, do you support or oppose the U.S. war with Iran? Again, those options there, support or oppose. All you have to do is scan that QR code top right-hand side of your screen or go to livenowfox.com/connect right now. An overwhelming majority, about 87% say they support the U.S. war with Iran, 13% saying they oppose. And we ran this about a week ago and it had very similar results with about 90% in the end saying they support it and about 10% saying they do not. Again, we do want to get your take on all of this here. So all you have to do is scan that QR code top right-hand.
That all those people aren't for war. That don't even sound right. 80-something% want war. Nobody wants war. But 80% think that it's good. What poll are you looking at?
Regarding Andrew, I think it should be treated like everybody else. If this was like your next.
I didn't vote. Okay, we're moving on from Donald Trump and we're moving to Andrews. Let me see here. Hold on. Ellen DeGeneres was in the Epstein files.
Ellen DeGeneres is going viral over her connection to Jeffrey Epstein. Fans are convinced that these two were close after Ellen called on Jeffrey at the Oscars and even designed her talk show set to look like the temple on his island. These rumors about Ellen DeGeneres have gone viral, and it looks like Ellen left the country not over politics, but over what was going to be released in these files. So let's get into it. Oh my gosh. Every time I see Ellen DeGeneres' face, I have a jump scare. But today I wanted to talk about why she's going viral for all the wrong reasons. Because of the Epstein files being released, there are people assuming that she's wrapped up in this. I want to make it very
Yeah, it doesn't make sense that people would be supporting a war. That doesn't make sense, Debbie. Free Iran. No, that ain't, nuh-uh. The U.S. started an awful war against Iran, yet Trump says Iran behaved badly. Exactly. That's not making sense. That's you, Debbie, trying to protect Donald Trump again. It's weird. My husband knows you as that person. That he says, how's Debbie's doing? I said, Debbie's doing fine, still supporting Donald Trump. You know, he can't do no wrong. Anyway, we're moving on to the Epstein files, okay? The one, remember when he said he exonerates himself from the Epstein files? How the hell are you going to exonerate yourself? Oh, I know why. Because he thinks he's above the law. He's the president and thinks he's above the law. Free America, says Lisa. And Shanoa says, Letitia, that's propaganda, claiming majority of the U.S. Americans approve of illegal war against Iran. Americans is against the war. Exactly. He the one said that he was not going to start a war, that we didn't have to worry about war with him. But obviously, y'all want to hear more about it? Put one in the chat if you want me to pull up some more of Donald Trump's videos on this subject, or do you want to move on to push 2 if you want to move on? Hello out there. We're talking about the Epstein files. We just got through talking about Trump and his war that he started. But we're moving on. Yes, he did. So they're trying to say Ellen DeGeneres, which I can't say her name anyway, because I'm bad with names, was in the Epstein files. But we're going to dig into Epstein a little bit deeper with Andrew today, because all week what we've been doing is I want to do one more video of Virginia after this, and then after Virginia goes over, you know, her situation with Andrew a little bit deeper, then we're going to move on to Andrew's Liathon video he did on the BBC. Hello, Ziggy Lee Chick with the crown. Welcome. Hello, Grander. Oh, wouldn't that be something if she was like, if it came out that she actually did something? Ellen, wouldn't that be something? Yeah, but you still are a, you really windmill for Donald Trump, even when he does things that are unethical and wrong. He started this war. How to trust president? RKJ. I have no idea. Even if they show redacted files, someone still has an unredacted file. Trump is clueless. Well, he's trying to say that he's exonerated. They say Ellen just liked the food served. Huh? What, Lisa?
Clear that this is a conspiracy heavy video. I've seen Ellen's name though all over my FYP page because people are talking about her in the past and how some of her past like statements and behaviors kind of line up with things we've learned from the files. There are certain words and phrases I can't say here on YouTube because we're trying to protect the channel, but this article came out in 2014. Ellen DeGeneres orders 99 pizzas in the middle of the Oscars. Ellen shared that she ordered pizza for all the guests at the Oscars. She also stated that Harvey Weinstein offered to chip in. It cost me $200. She didn't give it back. She put it in her pocket. I'm serious. She didn't give any of that money back. Oh God, this is such a bad bit to have paired with Harvey Weinstein, especially because his name is all over the files. In particular, that story with Jay-Z where someone claimed that they had been harmed by Harvey and Jay-Z was there. So messy, but let's go ahead and take a look at this clip that's going viral.
Hey, Jeffrey, how are you? How's everybody doing? Good? Oh, hi, happy? Hey, Carrie. Is anybody hungry? I just feel like everybody's got to be hungry right now. Good. I was hoping you'd say that because I have this crazy idea that I will order pizza. And so if
even Ellen, like even her face looks odd here, right? Like there's something so demonic, even about like the silence in this room, how they're all paying so well attention to her. I would be on my phone. I would not be able to pay attention to this.
I do, I don't want it to go to waste. Who will eat pizza if I, Jennifer? Yes, Harrison? Yes.
Oh my gosh, if you guys saw my video about Selena Gomez and the cloning and the Jennifer Aniston pizza parties, shoot, why did she say Jennifer Aniston's name first? So weird.
All right. Too large? What do you think? I'm going to order some pizza. That's what I'll do. So I borrowed Pharrell's hat, and I thought I'd pass it around and get some money for the pizza because nobody ever really, what do you have, Harvey? 200?
I do.
Start. Let's see. What do you have, John? What do you have, 20? Kevin?
That's for you.
You and Kevin Spacey over here giving some money up. He's broke nowadays because of all the allegations he's had against him.
Thanks so much. Okay. Guess what? Pizza's here.
Okay, so this is like a full bit that she decided to do in the middle of the Oscars for what reason? Like what messaging?
Come on down. I lied. We weren't going backstage. Okay. So we have just vegetables with like tomato sauce. We have cheese. We have different kinds. Who's hungry? Who's gonna eat on the side? Okay. Cheese. That's a cheese. Yeah. Julia wants cheese. Who's your favorite movie star there?
I can't believe that this is like something that actually aired on TV.
Here. Who do you want to talk to? The whole thing? All right. Great. And then I don't have any money. Who here has? Sandy? Where's Harvey Weinstein? Harvey. No pressure, only a billion people watching. Whatever you feel is right.
It felt like a coded message. She called out specifically Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, Kevin Spacey, who have all been implicated in misconduct and these abuse cases, offering them pizza, specifically cheese pizza, which has been used as a code in criminal organizations to refer to terrible crimes. Ellen orders pizza for the crowd, but then proceeds to take a photo with many celebrities now being accused of awful things. Harvey Weinstein proceeds to pay for the pizza. Pretty strange looking back on it. And I do think it's interesting that she called out Jeffrey's name right at the beginning.
Hey, Jeffrey, how are you? How's everybody doing?
The fact that she called out the name Jeffrey out of all people there, she could have called out. Funny how Harvey and Kevin were involved in the quote skit, end quote, which is fascinating to me that there is this use of code words, in particular pizza, which I don't like to use the phrase like the PG phrase, like the term for that, because I think that it could get us into some trouble. But also at the same time, I'm looking at the Epstein files, I'm seeing all the references to jerky and to pizza. Like at one email I saw that they said like, oh, we're walking the jerky over. Like, what do you mean you're walking beef jerky over? No, that's clearly a code word for something else.
So Ellen DeGeneres' old DJ name Twitch tweeted back in 2013, Ellen has eaten at least 12,000 pizzas in her life. LOL at the Ellen Show. Bro, I actually cannot believe this, guys, because as you know, it came out that Ellen was definitely one of the most prolific, which that is not fully evidenced, right? But a lot of people do believe that. I believe it. Something was always creepy about her.
One person says that Ellen didn't flee America because of Trump. She fled because she knew that he would release the files. The way that they talk about pizza in an excess amount, nothing like anyone else on this earth. Ellen had Twitch taken out because of what he knew about her. It's not even a joke. They have to tell us what they're doing, even if it's in code. Once they disclose coded crimes, it's assumed that we consent. It's called informed consent, which is bizarre. When you look at Ellen's like past, it's not like, okay, I love a good slice of like actual pizza. You know what I mean? Like, I think that it's a normal thing to talk about, but it's not when you start looking at the evidence. Like at first I was like, okay, everyone's just like making a big deal out of nothing. And then I started to see all the different references and I'm like, wait, is this just them like just kind of telling us like straight to our face without us realizing? Is this like a way they get off on this?
Let's talk about something very controversial, pizza.
And at Piparizonis, you can eat your pizza however you want. You can stand, you can kneel, you can go down on the floor if you want. I don't care, just as long as you pay. You can have a liberal amount of toppings spread out evenly on your pizza so everyone gets their share.
So it's just weird. Like, what is this obsession with pizza? I mean, there's so many other good foods out there too, like a fried chicken sandwich, a hamburger, French fries, but it's It's happening too often for it to just be a coincidence. Let's go through some of Jeffrey Epstein's emails. Send pizza to Bobby. May I bring in your side of pizza to you? Respectfully, Daphne. What do you mean here, Daphne? Hi, Barry. Can you please meet Jeffrey at 12:45 p.m. at the corner of Lex and 83rd? You will then walk 1 block to a pizza place. I wanted to let you know that the crew really appreciated the pizza today. Thank you for letting us do that. Okay, maybe that one's actually pizza, right? The crew, the whole crew. Oh, God, it makes my stomach sick. Hi, Jojo. Jeffrey would like you to go to Arturo's today and buy a large cheese pizza for Bobby. Slayton is staying at 301 and deliver it to the apartments. He will be there when it open. When they order the pizza, then deliver to 301. Bobby may or may not be there. He hopes that he could be at the apartment between 4 and 5:30. I guess if he's not there, you can leave with the doorman and one of Jeffrey's cards and that reads complimentaries of Jeffrey Epstein right on the card. Arturo's Pizza for Bobby. Okay, so maybe is this a pizza place? So looking at Google, there is a pizza place named Arturo's. Maybe that's what they're referring to. Have anyone in the reviews like clocked it yet? Let's see. Newest. Yeah, no, we're not talking about the files yet.
She does mention pizza a lot. Why does pizza matter? Well, in those files, a lot of people are messaging Jeffrey Epstein asking him to order them pizza. When me and you order pizza, I think we call Pizza Hut, Domino's, Papa John's.
Pizza.
What should that tell you / make you feel like? All that pizza talk is code word. Now, if I can find a graph of what these code words mean, I'll put them up on the screen, but I think it's weird that Ellen is associated with this pizza code word a lot.
The scary part about Ellen is it's not just Ellen. I mean, Ellen is clearly like, she's made some really powerful people happy, which is why she's been in the position she's been in for a very long time. Maybe the tide has turned. That's why she's kind of gotten canceled. But like, there is definitely a narrative that is being pushed out here because why are so many celebrities like conforming to this narrative of talking about like food, or even like kind of reminds me of like the thinking of Beyonce. Like you have to thank Beyonce. It almost seems ritualistic.
Award. To show my appreciation, I am inviting you all to a pizza party tonight at Jennifer Aniston's house. I'll see you there.
Jennifer, every time we're with Jennifer, something great happens because everybody loves Jennifer. And she'll text me and say, I know something, Wednesday night if you want. I'll be like, come on, we just did that Saturday thing. We don't have to do too.
She likes to. She's busy all the time. I know she's the greatest host, but I like. I'm going to bed at 9. I can't come over. Your thing starts at 8:30. So
yes, she can handle it. She can handle it. And her parties are incredible at her house too.
Yeah, she does have good parties, and she makes good
Like, why is Jennifer Aniston partying at 8:30 at night?
pizza as well.
She makes great pizza.
Wonderful pizza. All right,
known each other for years. Yeah. You've been to my house. We've had pizza. Girl after my own heart. Do we love a pizza or what? We love a pizza.
This comment reads, not Adam Sandler, stop. One person did question, why did the Ellen DeGeneres show set look like Epstein's Island? You guys are so crazy on Reddit because why does it look just like it? Like, look at we're going to do a zoom in on the right side of the Ellen screenshot. The stripes look a lot like the building. One person says that it's worth mentioning that Diddy appeared on the Ellen DeGeneres show a staggering 17 times. There was an interesting story that came up on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. The headline reads, Aaron Rodgers sparks outrage by linking the Ellen DeGeneres show set to Epstein's Island Temple. Aaron says, you know where that is too, right? A similar image to that of the temple that Jeffrey has. It's on the set of a famous talk show that's not on anymore. Joe asked, oh, Ellen? Was that Ellen? Really? I mean, when I saw the stripes on the Ellen show and I saw the stripes of this temple, I'm like, wait, you cannot tell me that's not the same building, or like it's inspired by it, which why would you be inspired by it? I do want.
Do you guys see that? I mean, come on. No, I'm not in the files. No.
Want to cover my ass by stating that Ellen has not been linked to any cannibalism. There's nothing linked here. There's no proof here. There are people who are talking on the internet, and that's why I wanted to include this. And there are odd conspiracies and coincidences, but I want to make it very clear that I'm not over here saying that she does these things because I don't want to be in jail. Ellen is mentioned in the files in a flight log for a single trip in 1997 from Palm Beach to Georgia. No island involved. Ultimately, there's no evidence of wrongdoing or connection to anything that he had done and what Ellen has been accused of. So yeah, don't lock me up. Don't put me in jail. I didn't do anything.
Okay, so he didn't have anything going on with that situation. Mystery internet outrage. Nancy Guthrie's neighbors ring cameras disruptive during abduction.
Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out my show. Really appreciate it. Please click to subscribe. I really appreciate all the support. It is day 34 in the search for Nancy Guthrie.
Let's do an update on Nancy Guthrie, guys. We haven't checked on her. What do you say we check on her?
It's Friday today. There's a really interesting development that I want to tell you guys about. At least investigators are looking into, the FBI and the Pima County Sheriff's Office, they're at this task force now. They're looking into a possible internet outage situation in the area around Nancy's house around the time that she disappeared, that she was abducted, early morning hours of February 1st. And what's interesting is these two ring cameras, these are from a neighbor's house. And right around the time that Nancy vanished, these Ring cameras, according to the people who live here, showed not available, which I'm told is very, very unusual. That hasn't happened before. Then they came back online. But during the time, and these are the cameras that are closest to Nancy's house, during the time that it is believed that Nancy was abducted, these specific cameras showed not available. The other cameras on the other side of the house apparently were still working, but these cameras showed not available. Now, I shot this video to show you the proximity to Nancy's house. You can see that there's all this desert in between. That's kind of the way that the houses are set up here. You know, they're all really, really spread apart, which I've told you guys before. But this is to kind of show you, when I zoom in from where the Ring cameras are back over to where Nancy's house is. It's not entirely close, but it's close enough. And what's interesting is if you look at this picture of the suspect, many have been wondering what this antenna-looking device, or looks like an antenna sticking out of his pocket, is. Some people have said walkie-talkie. Others have suspected it could be some kind of signal jammer, which could match up with this new information we have about this strange internet outage that may have taken out these.
I do not think this person is that sophisticated. Do you? I think he's a bonehead, and they messed around and messed up the pizza. We know now what pizza refers to, right? It doesn't. That pizza ain't good. It's like catching a rerun of the Cosby Show today. Leads to total case of the Ikes. Hello, Jim. Booty Warrior, hit that subscribe button. Okay, guys, listen. I want to see Piers Morgan, and I want to see Piers Morgan talk to Virginia's father. You guys want to watch that? Loretta? I say we watch that.
Mr. Frey's father says we should believe her version of events and that the Duke of York knows the truth and has to live with it in the world exclusive interview. We're joined now by her father, Sky Roberts, live from Florida. Mr. Roberts, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Britain watched your daughter last night, a highly emotional and very charged interview in which she made very serious allegations against Prince Andrew, who's already been shamed and removed from most of public life. What is your reaction to that interview, and what is your feeling towards Prince Andrew?
Well, my feelings toward Prince Andrew is that he knows the truth and what he really did. I mean, I've seen the interviews, him denying everything, but apparently he's not telling the truth. And I think most of Britain knows that. I feel so sorry for my daughter for everything she's went through. At the time that she was going through it, I had no idea. But, you know, I love my daughter very much. And, you know, she's really brave to be going through all this and to come up against these powerful people.
It must be very hard.
I'm having a hard time understanding why this father didn't know this was going on, guys. We watched this yesterday, didn't we? Put one in the chat if you remember that. If not, we're going to continue to watch it. This is Virginia's father and speaking out against Andrew, the king's brother. Okay.
Father, to hear these allegations, to hear her talk about what she was forced to do, and to see her in tears as she talks about it. What impact has it had on you, and what message would you like to give to your daughter?
Well, I just really like to just tell her to stay strong and stay safe, you know, to begin with, because these are powerful people that she's dealing with. And, you know, it's not just Prince Andrew, it's several other people too that, you know, she has allegations against, you know, but, you know, I know she's telling the truth. You know, my daughter is, you know, she's a good girl. She really is. I mean, like I say, I wish I'd have known all this stuff was going on. I mean, but I didn't. I mean, as a parent, you kind of ask the question, you know, how do you not know that your children are doing this? But she's a...
Okay, hold on. Let's go back to Maureen's question real quick. If it was a singular jammer, then why didn't it jam Nancy's doorbell camera? Good question. These people don't know what the hell they're doing, Marine. Yeah, he's giving me the creepy twos, talking about he wishes her well and, you know, all this stuff. Wait a minute. Bring it on back here. Oh, God, where did everybody go? Is my subject off? Should I be talking about Trump? Put a 1 in the chat. Do I need to go back to talking about Trump? Everybody's leaving. Because I can.
Very good actress. You know, I mean, when she would come home from these trips, she said nothing about it, you know, and it must have been killing her inside. But for powerful people like that, they can threaten a young girl like that. You know, these girls are young. They really don't know that, you know, what's going on with these powerful people and what they can actually do. If they're threatening their mother and father and brothers or whatever with.
Yeah, he's giving me the creepy dudes too. You're giving me the creepy dudes. You know?
It's, you know, we're going to take them out or whatever. If you say anything, then, you know, they don't say anything. You know, I'm just glad she's out of it and she's fighting back. And we're very proud of her. You know, she's
Mr. Roberts,
brave.
let me ask you, when did she first tell you that she had this liaison with Prince Andrew?
I never talked to my daughter about that. I only seen it on the news and, you know, what I read in the papers and things like that. But it's not something you talk about with your daughter. I mean, she's probably not comfortable talking.
Yes, you do. I said this yesterday. Me and Kira are going to talk about everything.
Me about it because of what happened. But she knows I know. And, you know, like I say, I feel really sorry that all this happened, but it did happen and Prince Andrew should pay for it.
It will come down to, for some people, of a question of who you believe. Do you believe Prince Andrew, who emphatically denied having sex with your daughter, in fact, said he couldn't recollect ever meeting her, despite the photograph that we keep showing? We tried to cast aspersions on the veracity of that photograph. Or there's your daughter, who last night gave a very powerful testimony about what she says happened, very detailed and very shocking. You know your daughter better than any of us, obviously. Do you have any doubt that she's telling the truth?
I have no doubt at all that she's telling the truth. I mean, I've seen the interviews with Prince Andrew, and it just shows to me, and I think most of Britain, that he is not telling the truth. She has no reason to not tell the truth about this, and he has every reason to deny it because him being a royal and what he's done. I mean, these are young girls; these are kids. You know, he has young daughters. I mean, what if it was his daughter that went through this? You know, that these powerful people that pick on young girls like this, they should be prosecuted.
Well, at the heart of all of this, of course, is Jeffrey Epstein. And I wonder how much you knew about Jeffrey Epstein and what he was up to and what he was forcing your daughter to do.
Yeah, I had no idea about that either. Like I say, when I worked for Trump, you know, and I got Virginia a job there in the spa at Mar-a-Lago. And then she was only there a couple of weeks. It was very nice to have her there with me because we could have lunch together and, you know, talk. And it was great. It was a good time. And then when Miss Maxwell had recruited her to Jeffrey Epstein, you know, she was excited about it because they were going to teach her massage therapy. And I always thought, well, it's always good to learn every job you can. You know, I mean, I do engineering. I do a lot of different things. And I said I needed to meet Mr. Epstein first before you go to work for him. And I actually took her to Epstein's home, his mansion in Palm Beach, and I met with him. But at that time, there was nothing about Epstein being a pedophile or any of his dealings or what was going on with him.
Even though there wasn't this big story about him still, it's just weird. No, you're not going to work for this man and do what? Massage therapist? He's got a school. Let me see the paperwork. Yeah, let me see the tuition situation. And why you? Why is he picking you out of everyone to do this? What makes you special? that he's going to give you a full scholarship. Yeah, that sounds too good to be true. Sounds like a situation. Sounds like they need to just take off and start running really fast, like they've seen a ghost.
You know, he was a billionaire and he had islands and ranches in New Mexico and, you know, places all over. I mean, he looked like a regular guy to me. When I met him, you know, he's wearing jeans and wearing a t-shirt, and there's no way I could tell that what kind of person he was. He seemed perfectly normal, but
how does it make you feel, Mr. Roberts, to now know that he was a very depraved serial pedophile and that he preyed on your own daughter, and that Ghislaine Maxwell was allegedly party to trafficking your daughter to people like Prince Andrew?
I'm furious. I mean, I to know now what I know now about Jeffrey Epstein and Miss Maxwell and several others, that, I mean, I'm sure that's why Jeffrey Epstein is not alive right now, is because somebody didn't want to see his books or whatever he's got on everybody. I know he didn't kill himself, you know, that had to be, you know, somebody from above that, you know, came and got him and, you know, took him out. But yeah, I'm furious with the guy. I mean, you know, I'd like to say really pissed off, you know, at the whole thing now. And if there was any way I could change it, I would.
Do you fear for Virginia's safety?
No.
Yes, I do.
Kara's going to be able to come and talk to her daddy about any and everything, her cycle, her feelings about her boyfriend, everything. Guys, we're not keeping secrets. I might have a few from her. But what I'm saying is we're going to talk about everything to her. And whether she come to me or daddy, she's going to come to one of us, because she should be able to trust that we can handle whatever she brings to us. Everything. Never feel like you can't come to your parents and tell them what the hell is going on. Because if you can't trust your parents, who can you trust? You definitely can't trust a stranger. Look what happens. I trusted Maggot. Paulie trusted Maggot. Everybody trusted Maggot. Now she's the talk of YouTube. Oh, Luna's Blade, I want to thank you so much for my apology. I really, really appreciate it. And also, too, I owe someone some money called Read This. So come back so I gave you my email to send me your email address. I'm going to send you a Amazon card, okay, for trivia night. We might start doing that every night.
I feel for.
Let's move on from him. We're gonna talk about. We're supposed to be going over Andrew.
A royal biographer, Tom Bauer, host of The Nerve with Maureen Callahan, also speaking to lawyer Spencer Kuvin, who represented 9 of Jeffrey Epstein's victims. Okay, well, welcome to all of you. Let's start with you, Victoria. You've been resolutely pro Prince Andrew for a long time in this scandal.
I have, because, you know, so it's been about 3.5 years when I actually really started, like, really investigating, I suppose. And the things that I found out, obviously, like a lot of people that reached out to me from very close circles to Virginia and some of the other girls, they were giving me information because they saw me as someone that could actually bring the information out. The things that I want to concentrate, well, firstly, that, you know, it's a horrible end, what happened to Virginia.
Well, let me pick you up on that before we get into the other stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I was shocked. I mean, you did 2 posts about Virginia Giuffre, one before she died, after she had this supposed accident, which is still very murky about.
Oh, you mean, yeah, but I did a lot of stories on the main post.
You posted an image of her smiling with the caption, "What is karma?" after Virginia Giuffre shared a selfie lying on a hospital bed following what she said was this horror
I knew
car
it wasn't
crash.
true.
Okay, but you said, "What is karma?" And then when
I reposted that, by the way.
But when news of her death broke, you tweeted this, you posted on X, "Lies catch up with you, there's no way out." Now, putting aside whether you want to believe Virginia Giuffre or not. You deleted this one.
No, I didn't delete it. People say I deleted it. No,
didn't?
I did not delete
So you've
it.
left that up?
Yeah.
Right.
It was on story, so it only lasts for 24 hours.
I understand that. Okay. So
I did not delete it.
But why post that at all? I mean, putting aside what
it
you feel about
was-
her,
it
you've
was-
just taken her life.
It was an instant reaction. I was actually, when the news broke, ironically, I was actually at the Daily Mail party in Washington at the British ambassador's residence. And my friend I was with got the alert on her phone. She goes, oh my God, oh my God. She gives me the phone. We were really in shock, actually, to be honest.
Is she? Well, she won the trivia night, and I owe her some money. So if we can get in contact with her, I just need her to email me her email address. Huh? Marine says Victoria is not a lady. Ooh, ouch. She is fussy.
Honest in the beginning, because
Why is she
the build up, really, I suppose, like what had happened over the last month. Like, I don't really understand why her family didn't, to be alone on a ranch in the middle of nowhere.
You don't know why she
should be
took.
in a hospital.
You
like
don't know why she took.
psychiatric
You
ward.
don't know why she took her life.
I don't, but I
Right?
know.
So you admit that.
I admit that I'm not a psychic, but I know things were catching
Did you
up
not
to her.
think what you tweeted was just on a human level utterly
It wa-
heartless?
It wasn't right. I feel very bad for her children, and I think suicide is something that it's a very sad thing. But in dying and in committing suicide, that does not give you an out to lie.
But that's a totally different matter. I just feel like you knew she's got 3 kids. They just lost their mother. Right? It's an appalling tragedy just on a human level.
That was a quick reaction.
Yeah, but you could have deleted it. You didn't.
I didn't because I feel very strongly about this story.
Right, but you didn't think that was heartless?
What has she done to other people?
Tom, your reaction.
But what's she done to anybody? I mean, she was a victim. She was trafficked by Epstein.
Don't use
And-
the word trafficking. Trafficking is a very strong word. That is not the appropriate word for this.
Well, she was used, abused, and
Wow. Why is she combating everyone about Virginia? She's a victim. She went through something horrific and she's defending. She's doing a defending tour. This is scary. No, Virginia was a child. She was still a child. At 17, she was still a child. I really do believe that. And then what about his other victims that were as young as 9 years old? Epstein victims were young as 9 years old. Listen to this.
utterly destroyed by men who just.
I agree.
Well, and the point is that she clearly couldn't survive the horrors of what she lived through. And whether her truth about Prince Andrew, which I'm sure is true, but nevertheless, the point is that you don't get over that sort of dreadful, dreadful treatment by ruthless men and by systems. But that was the most terrible thing about this whole story. She had to go through it again and again and again because the men who ran the justice
and had been
system-
abused when she was like 7 or 8 years old.
Exactly.
So she was treated appallingly. I think my point is, before we get to your other stuff, which is very interesting, I have no idea if anything you're going to be presenting has any actual merit, but it's interesting to present it and to talk about it. But before we get to that, I just wonder, now you've had time to think about it, she's got these 3 kids who've been left without
I don't want to keep dwelling on that.
Well, no, I'm just asking
because
you.
you're just trying.
No,
to
I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just going to ask. I'm asking one question.
I
Would you
don't
like to
talk
just
about that.
apologise?
I'm
for
not
what-
talking about that right now.
Well,
Because
I
I
am.
said I started. Listen to me 1 second.
No,
I
you
started
listen-
this conversation
Victoria.
and I said I feel very bad about what happened for
Yeah.
her children's sake. Suicide is
Okay.
something that is very serious.
I understand.
Done.
I'm just asking you whether now you've had time to think about it, given it blew up big online, you know
Did it?
that.
I wasn't even
So you were
actually
trending.
aware.
You were
I was out
trending
that-
in a very
I was
bad
out
way.
that night.
Well, let me tell you.
I wasn't
I can
even
tell
looking
you.
at the news.
I can tell you. But my point is, I think you should apologise for what you posted. I think it was incredibly insensitive and defensive to the family at a time when she'd just taken her life. Would you like to do that?
I don't really think I mean, her children didn't want to see her peers. There's a reason.
You know what? I wouldn't even want the apology at this point, Piers Morgan. She wouldn't be sincere about it. She's not feeling an apology. She is being combative and pushing back on the whole apology. So why accept it? Moving on.
Reason for that.
Well, there was a domestic dispute with her husband.
They didn't want anything to do with her.
Yeah. Okay, well, you don't know the circumstances behind all that.
I do know that, as that
All
is
right,
a
so you have
fact.
no regrets about this?
I am not regretting what I said. I said when I first arrived here just now, because I knew, you on News International, you guys are like the enemy.
I'm not News International.
You do not
I'm
want
not
this
News
story.
International. Sorry, just to be clear, since the end of last year, I
Hi,
don't work for
Molly.
anybody.
In their offices
No,
right now.
I rent these studios. I am my own boss. I own my channel. I'm not owned by anybody else.
International
When I ask you a
don't want the
it's nothing-
story to come out.
News International has nothing
They
to
are
do with Piers
compromised.
Morgan Uncensored now whatsoever, other than I rent the studio and they have a commercial interest in advertising revenue. There is no involvement in my show whatsoever from News International. So to try and
But the
say
reason
that
why
is completely wrong.
But the reason why it has been so hard to get the truth out about this, because the.
But I'm giving you a platform to talk about what
Yeah,
you found. But just
okay.
before we get to it, I just wanted to give you the chance, having thought about it. Do you not just think that was crassly insensitive?
I said when I first got here, just now when we started filming, I said I feel terribly for her family and what they are going through, and it's a horrible ending. It's a tragedy, really. Like, it is a tragedy. This young girl, she was abused by family friends at age like 6 or something. Then she went off with this guy Eppinger. That basically she was used as a prostitute at age 11. Like, she had a horrible life.
Right.
I agree about.
Okay. From tariffs to market turmoil, things are looking pretty rough out there. In London, around the time that this abuse, etc., has taken place. Okay. Now, what is it that you've done about this picture to try and, as you put it, investigate?
Yeah, I just want to.
Or text Piers, that's Piers, photograph taken in London with his arm around her when she was 17 years
do
old.
we have a picture of the actual Daily Mail one? Because the scale, or here it is, but it's
Right, but with Ghislaine Maxwell in the background. It's a famous, infamous picture now.
Yeah.
And the point of the picture being that appeared to have them all in the house in London around the time that this abuse, etc., had taken place. Okay. Now, what is it that you've done about this picture to try and, as you put it, investigate?
Yeah, I just want to set the scene for what happened on this night. So it was actually the coldest week since the 1960s at that point. It had been raining all day. You can look this up in the weather. Freezing. The window wasn't like that. Window would never have been open. Number one, they would not have been wearing these clothing. She wears this outfit in Saint-Tropez a couple months later. They were not at Tramp nightclub. There were no photos of them at Tramp nightclub. He doesn't drink. Andrew has never carried a wallet in his life. He's got a wallet in his back pocket. There's many pictures of Jeffrey Epstein with the same trousers. Jeffrey did carry a big wallet in his back pocket.
So you're saying that the picture was faked?
There's nothing real about this image, Piers. We can start with when I did go into the house.
So tell me, so when did you first go into this property?
A year ago.
And how did you get access?
I posed as a buyer.
So they're selling it?
Yeah.
Who owns this property?
Now it's on the market, but it wasn't on the market.
Who is
at
the
that
owner
point.
now? I mean,
I don't know.
Has it changed hands a few times? Do we know the?
No, so it was sold. It was only sold once. And he's now actually got it on the market.
Okay, so we're watching footage of you. You went in with a friend, I think, and this is you walking through the house. Now, what is the significance of what you think you discovered on this trip? Because you've been in there twice.
You're going to see this landing, which I got photos of, but that's the landing. Like it's so small, Piers, that you don't. If people would actually be able to get access to that house, literally, I walked up the stairs. And we couldn't even find this landing because it's so tiny. Like, you walk up, I was with two people. I was with a photographer friend and another person. And I've known the photographer for 30 years. We did a shoot together when I was about 18. And he's kind of helped me on this project a bit over the last 2 years, doing some interviews and things with witnesses. When we got up there, it was like this bit here. So he is only 5 foot.
So we're showing pictures here. This is one of your friends.
Yeah.
Who is standing where Andrew
so
was
he's
standing. What's the point you're making
I'm
there?
showing the scale. So he's 5'8", 5'9" at tallest with spiky hair. And he doesn't have a gap between him and the banister like Andrew does. It's like, okay, he's not totally on the side, but he's a lot smaller guy than Andrew. You can't fit a man like Andrew and half of Virginia in that space. It's just not possible. Like this bit here, it's only.
Show that to the camera.
So this banister here.
Camera 3.
This is.
You're not even making sense. Virginia is in the doorway. She's not against the wall. Her body is a little over in the doorway. She's not making sense. She's trying to say that the photo is fake, but the photo is real. Debbie, I know I was agreeing with you on that, Loretta. The number of adults who choose to buddy up to Bird after she had shown true colors, now crying foul, they made the choice. So what's going on with her right now? Because she can't be still saying the same thing after he got arrested.
60 centimeters only. Do you know what 60 centimeters, if we had a measuring tape to show you how small that is? I mean,
so let me ask you a question.
They're basically making him out like he's anorexic.
Okay, look,
I couldn't fit in there with another girl.
At the very least, this is actually interesting because I've never seen independent pictures taken of this area.
No one has seen this picture, by the way.
Which is very interesting, right?
Yeah.
So my question for you is, if, as you say, it's very easy to at least cast a lot of doubt over this picture, which was the key crux of the evidence against Andrew, why did Andrew end up paying a reported $11 million?
Well, he didn't have these pictures, did he? Until he
could have got them, surely.
You know what? I think he was given really, really bad advice. So this shows the measurements.
Show that to the camera again.
So actually, like when you zoom in on that, you can actually zoom in and it's 61 inches all the way across. Now that corroborates the information we got on video when we measured. We have the same basically.
So your overview is what? Is that
my overview is that this is a collage. Also, Virginia says that this part of the photo, she says the photo was done with a throwaway camera. Now, a throwaway camera back in 2001 cannot do this perfect symmetrical, also the flash in the background, that is actually thought to be the light from the pub outside, but this is a collage. So it was this frame, and then they were collaged and basically put in, but their scale is about
Does Prince Andrew know you've got this?
He knows that, well, I speak to his ex-wife.
Sarah Ferguson?
Yeah. And
you told her about these pictures?
She knows that I got into the house.
So Andrew knows that you've been in the house?
I suspect so.
And do they share your view that they think this is materially interesting evidence that may support
I
his
think
version?
anyone that sees this would think this is pretty interesting.
Tom, before we go to Maureen, what's your immediate reaction?
The point is, where did these photographs originally come from? And as I recall, it was a Daily Mail journalist who found.
No, I got given these. Hold on.
No,
These are my photos.
You mean the original picture?
Oh, okay. So this is the other thing, right? So Virginia's photo, it was actually verified that actually the FBI never received a hard copy. They only got a copy put on a disc, so they never got to see the back of it.
Okay, Tom, do you as a journalist, do you find this intriguing? Do you find it incredible?
As I understand the story, the original photograph.
They would have really short legs. They would have no legs.
You can mock up your photographs too. The point is that photographs clearly can be mocked up.
This is real. This girl's like 5'2".
Let's on finish.
Yeah.
She had the photograph and she gave it to the journalist unsolicited. The journalist turned up at the door. It wasn't an FBI source. It was her photograph. And I believe it to be true. I don't believe.
It's sweet. It's sweet that you believe.
I believe it because I just don't see who would have the motive to construct.
That's what we all want to know.
Well, you want to know because you don't believe it's true. I don't want to know because I just.
Right. Who would have the motive to put this together, guys? Who would have the motive? No one. No one cares.
Don't believe that there's
I
anyone.
want to know who put Jeffrey up.
Someone else. Let me just speak 1 second.
Sorry.
There's nobody who has the motive, in my view, to originally put in these three people as a collage, because what would be the purpose?
Also, her lawyer, David Boyd, said he was skeptical when he first met her, just because he's a lawyer and always is. But he made her take a polygraph and she passed with flying colours.
Well, that's
what he said.
But that is also possible because she's gone through so much trauma.
Okay, all right. Let me bring in the others. Maureen Callahan, what's your reaction to this? I mean, this is a story that is, because of the nature of Virginia Giuffre's tragic suicide, this is not going to go away.
She's making up stuff. Hello. Time out, guys. You're right. Hello, French Connection, Mama. It's so good to see you. Welcome. Lisa says, this picture is not fake. What is she talking about? Exactly. Trying to debunk the picture. No, there's something wrong with it. Debbie says the original photo has never surfaced. Okay. I mean, I stand with them though. It's easy to think someone is nice. She's really manipulative. I'm just very permissive of humanity in general. I see patterns clearly. Pessimistic. Jaded. Guys, she's trying to convince us that that's not Andrew in that picture over there hugged up on Virginia. And we know that he is. Yeah.
The speculation around all this. Do you believe Virginia Giuffre? I mean, her own testimony against other men was questioned. You know, Alan Dershowitz, the American lawyer, challenged her and got her to admit that she was mistaken in identifying him as one of the people that abused her, which seems not irrelevant to all this. But where do you sit with Virginia Giuffre in totality here?
Yeah, I believe her when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein. That was an incredibly rich, powerful, connected man who could have had her harmed. So the danger to her far outweighed, you know, the price of staying quiet. But to this new theory, Piers, that your guest is promulgating, and the moon landing was staged and the Hunter Biden laptop is a fake. Come on. That photo had to be examined by newsrooms and lawyers up and down before it would ever be published. Secondly, to this amateur photo and video that's been taken, do we know if the house has ever been renovated? Do we know the exact height?
This is all the same. This is an original scale. None of this has changed.
They're more infinite.
Yeah.
You would have to know the exact dimensions of each person's body. We don't know what kind of camera was used. We don't know what kind of lens was used. We don't know the lighting. There are a million, please, would you? There are a million variables that go into something like that. It is a very heavy lift. And by the way, if this theory really has legs, if it's true, I don't understand why Prince Andrew isn't hopping on the phone right now with you.
He's not going to be saying anything.
Right, but it does beg the question, why wouldn't he? I mean,
because he got screwed last time.
If you're always on the move, as I am, you probably find it difficult to get all of the fruits and vegetables you need. You've represented 9 of Epstein's victims. What's your
9 victims?
Notice an improvement in your health.
9 victims. This gentleman that is about to speak has spoken to 9 of Epstein victims. He has represented them. Oh, Virginia's lawyer confirmed it was the original photo. It was traced back to the developer's company. Ooh. Right. She is trying to say that he was photoshopped in the picture. And that is so not true. And Piers was saying, why would they want to do something like that? Piers was like, who would deliberately put him in the picture next to her like that? Like, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Like, that would mean somebody would be trying to frame Andrew. And who would want to frame Andrew standing next to Virginia? No, but just that theory that she's coming out with is not. Yeah, I'm not feeling it.
Up to give you a 20% discount and free shipping on your first order. Go to fieldofgreens.com/peers. Use the promo code peers to get 20% off. That's fieldofgreens.com/peers. Okay, let me bring in Spencer Kubin. You've represented 9 of Epstein's victims. What's your reaction to what we've been showing here tonight?
You know, it's truly sad. Miss Herbie is just one of the other aristocratic enablers that Andrew has been touting out to speak for him because he's too afraid to speak out on his own. And he's too afraid to speak out on his own because he's guilty. And that's the problem. He paid because he knew that there was evidence that he was not only in the photograph, but he was also on Jeffrey Epstein's private island. How about that? Where's the proof that he wasn't on the private island with naked women, young girls? Where's the proof that he wasn't in the Manhattan home with one of my clients for a party at that home after Jeffrey Epstein had already been admittedly a pedophile? And
Yes, because remember, he got out of jail and then Andrew went to go visit him after he got out again. What were you doing over there again, Andrew? Ooh.
Caught and placed in jail. Where is that evidence?
I think we need to remember the things that Virginia put in her original little book. And then she said,
no.
There was evidence that he was not only in the photograph, but he was also on Jeffrey Epstein's private island. How about that? Where's the proof that he wasn't on the private island with naked women, young girls. Where's the proof that he wasn't in the Manhattan home with one of my clients for a party at that home after Jeffrey Epstein had already been admittedly a pedophile and caught and placed in jail? Where is that evidence?
I think we need to remember the things that Virginia put in her original little book, and then she said, oh, they're not true. So remember Virginia's story about the ranch with Andrew. She went into explicit detail talking about going horse riding. The thing about Virginia, it's not like a small story. It's a very elaborate story. And then she basically admitted under oath that actually she made that up. So
look, I know that you want to defend your royal friend. I get that, but the reality is that he was around a pedophile who was raping young girls, and regardless of whether or not the photo is fake or not, he has a bad choice in friends.
Yeah, but it's
very bad.
It's not regardless if the photo is real or not, because that's the only thing that they're trying to pin on him. Like,
no, it's not. The FBI had
house.
evidence.
He stayed with
just
Epstein
because
for
you
ages.
stay with someone doesn't mean it.
He stayed with him for 4 days.
Ooh, she's really trying to back him up. She is trying everything within her power to defend him. And it's not, is it working? Because they're eating her alive. They are eating her alive, chewing her up. She's like, that doesn't mean anything. Just because he stayed with Epstein in his house, and that because he stayed at the island doesn't mean that he did anything. Yes, it does. That means he's complicit. That he did see something. That he was aware of these girls. Whether he did something or not, he didn't do anything to help them. He was complicit. Oh, shame on you, Andrew. Girl, you can't defend this. This is the indefendable.
In Manhattan, with a lot of women coming and going after, wait a minute, after Epstein was a convicted paedophile, as Spencer just said.
Hello?
Years afterwards. So he was a convicted paedophile, and Prince Andrew, for reasons that remain completely inexplicable, and which he couldn't explain to Emily Maitlis in that infamous Newsnight interview for the BBC, he flew to New York. He was seen in Central Park, walking with his mate. He spent 4 days at Epstein's house.
No, I believe
Women
that's
were
the
seen
settlement.
coming and going the entire time, and he knew by then that his great buddy was a convicted
By
paedophile.
the way, so those photos of the girls coming out the house, now, they didn't come out for many, many years. So I don't even believe they were during that time.
Do you believe anything that incriminates Andrew or not?
A lot of the girls did not tell the truth.
Who is the great conspirator? Who's organizing this conspiracy of yours?
It's the intelligence 3-letter word agencies that are wrapped up in this. That I'm not going to go into right now because I would rather stay alive. But what I'm saying is,
do you not, Victoria, do you not have any qualms about Virginia's family hearing you just dismiss everything about her as
I think
fake
Robert
and fraudulent?
Giuffre would agree with me.
What about her father, for example?
She was estranged from her mother and her father. She didn't.
Well, she
speak
wasn't
to the
estranged from
father.
them.
She was. She's earned 30 million, right? That is what she's worth. Her father, he came out a month ago saying he's basically on the dole, and he couldn't even afford a flight to Australia to see.
Why would you say that in such a disparaging manner, if that's the case?
It's very sad. It's very sad that obviously, she didn't help the family, right? I mean, this father sounded desperate.
Well, look, we can clear this up because I'm going to be joined now exclusively by Virginia Giuffre.
What does that got to do with apples and oranges? Her argument, she's losing me in her argument. Oopsie daisy, but the father has stepped on the scene. Oops. Do you think the father came out because of the money? Do you think the father just came out because she got the money? Because we didn't know anything about a father for a long time.
Giuffre's father, Sky Roberts, who's giving
I just supported him.
Who's
just
giving
now,
his
so
first
it's
interview
sad.
on camera about this. Mr. Roberts, thank you very much indeed for joining me on Uncensored, and my deepest sympathies to you and your entire family over what has happened to Virginia.
Thank you.
It's an awful tragedy, and it ends a life of tragedy in many ways for your daughter. First of all, tell me about your...
Look at her now. Look at her. Look at the way she's looking. She's looking a little... The father's here. Yes, girl, the dad has showed up. This woman is making me sick. Why is she protecting creeps? Yeah, that's her friend. She's trying to protect her friend. Girl, he is gone. He's been arrested, girlfriend. Your friend has done some shady, some real decrepit stuff. He's a creep. Look how she's looking. Wow. The father comes back on the screen. She's like, oh, because she's dismissive of Virginia, and that's not cool. And Virginia has already passed.
Your reaction when you heard that she'd taken her life?
Well, first of all, I couldn't even believe it. I mean, I started crying right away. I'm still crying. I can't believe that this is happening.
Oh, wow.
It's impossible. And then for them to say that she committed suicide.
He ain't doing good. This is her father.
There's no way that she did. Somebody got to her.
Let me just ask you, Mr. Roberts, how much contact did you have with Virginia in recent years?
Not a lot. I haven't spoken to her.
He says somebody got to his daughter. He doesn't believe that she unalived herself. Let's put that on record. Him saying that someone got to her. Because remember, at some point, he was talking about how powerful these people are. And you don't want to piss these powerful people off. What powerful people? Won't they tell us? Why don't Congress open up the floodgates and stop playing around with these names in this list and put it on out there? You know?
Years, but I think that she basically liked to try to protect me because of she knew a lot of things about a lot of powerful people, and to me, she's just protecting me that I don't get involved in any of it. Like I say, when she was here, we were together all the time and doing a lot of things together. She was on her own to go against Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Debbie, I would like to see that video of her stepping back because I can see her doing that.
Prince Andrew, she was on her own this whole time. You know, I'm not saying it's a way to earn money or anything, but she's just trying to make these people pay for what they did.
Did she ever talk to you about Prince Andrew before it became public knowledge?
Yes.
Yes, a little. Yeah, she was there in London with Prince Andrew and Miss Maxwell.
Because one of my other guests here in the studio in London has produced photographs from the property where that infamous picture was taken of Virginia with Prince Andrew and Ghislaine Maxwell in the background.
Well, what's interesting is that the last conversation he had with us, he said that he did not have a conversation with his daughter about the situation. Now, which is it? Starting to get confused. Starting to get confusing. Like, hold up, wait a minute. He wouldn't have intimate knowledge. Exactly, Debbie. So what is he saying? So what is her father saying? That he knew about Andrew? No, you didn't. You said that your daughter did not have a conversation with you about that particular situation, about what was going on. You found out on the TV just like everybody else. Am I right? Didn't he say that? They keep changing their mind.
background, and says that it proves to her
Like you can't
that the picture must have been faked in some way. But do you have any doubt that Virginia was there at the time and had sex with Prince Andrew?
Personally, I don't have proof of it, but Virginia sent the original picture. So I know it wasn't faked, but the original picture of Prince Andrew and her with Ghislaine Maxwell in the
I'm
background.
going to put it on the caption.
Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Prince Andrew. She was on her own this whole time. You know, I'm not saying it's a way to earn money or anything, but she's just trying to make these people pay for what they did.
Did she ever talk to you about Prince Andrew before it became public knowledge?
Yes. Yes, a little, yeah, she was there in London with Prince Andrew and Miss Maxwell.
Because one of my other guests here in the studio in London has produced photographs from the property where that infamous picture was taken of Virginia with Prince Andrew and Ghislaine Maxwell in the background, and says that it proves to her
like you can't
that the picture must have been faked in some way. But do you have any doubt that Virginia was there at the time and had sex with Prince Andrew?
Personally, I don't have proof of it, but Virginia sent the original picture. So I know it wasn't faked, but the original picture of Prince Andrew and her with Ghislaine Maxwell in the background. So I know that's true that she was there with him.
What contact did you have with Virginia in recent years?
Not a lot. I haven't spoken to her in years, but I think that she basically liked to try to protect me because she knew a lot of things about a lot of powerful people. And to me, she's just protecting me that I don't get involved in any of it. Like I say, when she was here, we were together all the time and doing a lot of things together. She was on her own to go against Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Prince Andrew. She was on her own this whole time. You know, I'm not saying it's a way to earn money or anything, but she's just trying to make these people pay for what they did.
Did she ever talk to you about Prince Andrew before it became public knowledge?
Yes. Yes, a little, yeah, she was there in London with Prince Andrew and Miss Maxwell.
Because one of my other guests here in the studio in London has produced photographs from the property where that infamous picture was taken of Virginia with Prince Andrew and Ghislaine Maxwell in the background, and says that it proves to her
like you can't
that the picture must have been faked in some way. But do you have any doubt that Virginia was there at the time and had sex with Prince Andrew?
Personally, I don't have proof of it, but Virginia sent the original picture. So I know it wasn't faked, but the original picture of Prince Andrew and her with Ghislaine Maxwell in the background. So I know that's true that she was there with him.
She showed you that picture, did you say?
Yes. My mom had an 8x10.
And when did she first show you that?
Many years ago when it happened.
But before it became public knowledge?
Yes. I knew nothing about it. I mean, I didn't even know she was, doing all these things for Jeffrey Epstein.
How did you feel when you discovered that?
I was really angry with Jeffrey Epstein because she had told me later on that, he had threatened that if she had said anything, that he had the power to do anything he wanted to her family. I mean, I met Jeffrey Epstein. I wouldn't let her go to work for him unless I met him, but he seemed like a normal person. I mean, he came out, I went to his mansion and he came out in jeans and a t-shirt and just acted like a regular person. So I had no idea. I mean, you don't know who you're talking to,
And
I'm just still upset about this thing.
And Virginia never told you about the abuse that she was enduring?
No, never. Nothing. I think I don't know. Like I say, if she was to say something,
the composite image.
No.
There was no.
But the point is, Mr. Roberts is saying no. But hang on. He's saying Victoria very clearly that she showed him the picture before it was made public knowledge.
Before the Mail got it,
which I think is a significant statement by her father.
Can I ask you? Does he really remember dates?
Mr. Roberts, can I ask you in relation to Prince Andrew, when it was revealed that he was not going to have his day in court, as he kept saying he wanted, with Virginia, and that he was actually going to instead pay her a very large check, many millions of dollars. Did you have any conversation with her about that, or was that after you had become estranged?
Let's see what's going on in the chat. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Debbie says that's what he said. Lisa says, so he's involving himself against these powerful people. Debbie says, so popping up for interviews now when he doesn't have any information raises the question of why would it be a money grab? Huh. And since book came out accusing him of SA, he's gone quiet. Oof, daddy. Debbie is eating it up. That's what the book is saying. Now you done gone quiet. I think this is his last interview. But you're right, Debbie. He's not offering anything to her story. He wasn't there. He introduced and pretty much handed her over to him. Here. What y'all do at work today? He did what?
After, I think. But I mean, to me and everybody here, I mean, it kind of admits guilt when you do that, when you pay somebody off like that. Just, when Jeffrey Epstein paid, when Maxwell paid, it's admitting guilt. I mean, why would he spend 12 or 15 million to give to her?
What's your view of Prince Andrew?
Well, yeah, I don't care for him at all. I mean, he's I guess a powerful, royal figure, and they just think he can do what he wants to do.
And to people like my guest, Victoria Hervey here, who do not believe that your daughter told the truth.
I'm really sorry for what your family has gone through, and I'm sorry that you were estranged from her. And I feel like she should have, helped you out and other family members more.
Well, I never asked for any help from her. I am happy the way I am.
Yeah, this is really good. I'm really into this too, Loretta. This is some interesting information. But she doesn't believe it. And that's her father. And he's like, he believes her. I believe her. Hello, Kamari. Welcome. It's good to see you.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of money. I'm on Social Security, but I'm happy.
Yeah, but I feel like it would have been nice if her or someone could have got your flight, so at least you could have seen her recently.
Well, I didn't know until recently that they were living in separate houses. If I'd have known they were living in separate houses, I have means. I can get the money if I need it. I can borrow it and get to Australia. And if I'd have known that they were living in separate houses, I would have been there, because I just couldn't go there with her husband there, because I know how that ends every time. Like I say, I've been there probably 4 or 5 times, and every time it ended bad with him.
Ooh, that's some tidbit information. It ended badly with the son-in-law. They didn't get along. Something was going on. Debbie, do you know that story? Or was he hitting on his wife? What? Tell us more, Dad.
So I know I couldn't go there as long as they were living together. And now I just found out, that she was living at a farm and he's living at their beachside, the home that they have there.
Yeah. It must have been lonely for her.
Mr. Roberts,
Yes,
Mr. Roberts, how would you like your daughter to be remembered? There's so much being written about her at the moment, but how would you like her to be remembered?
As someone who actually got out of a bad situation and made a good situation out of it, that she was helping a lot of other young girls that were feeling the pain of what goes on with people like that. You see it every day. I mean, with the illegals and everything else that's been in our country. And, I think she's strong, very strong. And that's why I don't think she committed suicide. She had too much to live for. She had her foundation.
And to those who
I wanted to be remembered as a very strong-willed person that.
And to those, Mr. Roberts, who doubt her word and think she was lying, what do you say to them?
People think she was lying.
Yeah, some people do, including one of my guests.
Well, no, like I feel terribly, like you're obviously seeing Sky here, but I do remember, Sky, you said to I think it might have been Piers Morgan, or it was a breakfast show where you said that she told good stories, like she basically had lied a lot in her life, so you didn't believe everything she told you.
I don't think I ever
Yeah,
said
it
that.
was on
I
a
know I was
breakfast
on Good
show.
Morning Britain.
Yeah, there's
Yes, I was
quotes.
on Good Morning Britain, but I believed everything she said. You know, I mean, she was my daughter, and yeah, I know kids lie. You know, most kids do, but you usually can tell. I could never lie to my father ever, and she knew that. And I told her, never lie to me, never say anything that you can't say to me. You know, just tell me the truth. You know.
Well, Mr. Roberts, listen, I really appreciate you coming on the program tonight, and you've said a lot of things, and it'll raise a lot of questions. But I really appreciate it. And I have to remember you're a father who's lost a daughter, and as a father of a daughter myself, it's an unimaginable loss, notwithstanding the complexities of your relationship over the years. So I just want to extend again on behalf of everyone here our deepest condolences to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks for saying that.
Thank you. Let me bring Maureen back on this. I mean, that was a very shocking, powerful, moving interview with her father, but clearly the whole family dynamic is complicated. We knew that, and very sad. What did you make of that?
I really appreciated how he asserted his dignity when it came to whether he could afford to fly to Australia. I also think that we all need to keep in mind that with people who have been historic victims of childhood sexual abuse, as Virginia clearly was, of course, her relationship with her father would have been complicated because nobody was clearly around to protect her. This is just my opinion. And when somebody does suffer this kind of abuse throughout the bulk of their life, some stories won't add up.
Yeah, the story with her dad is not adding up, Maureen. You're right about that because nobody was there to protect her. Kara has two people in this home that have to protect her. And if I shush or shun my daughter's voice, she'll never tell me anything. So we talk about everything. Yeah, everything.
Some stories won't track. We saw this really brilliantly executed in the Harvey Weinstein trial in New York, when some of these sexual assault victims took the stand and had to explain why, after they alleged that Harvey had raped them, they sent emails which were submitted in court as evidence to Harvey from them saying, would love to see you again. Come and meet my mother. And we had an expert take the stand and explain why and how it is that survivors of sexual assault and rape will do that. It's part of regaining control. This is a very complicated kind of personality and thought process that we're talking about here. There is no one size fits all description of how a survivor should act or behave, and why some stories or memories may be fungible.
Spencer, would you attest to that as well? I mean, you've represented many victims of Epstein. Would you concur with what Maureen just said?
I absolutely would. And not only that, but I would add, there was a huge pressure campaign on these victims back when the original prosecution was taking place. I represented the first victim that came forward to the Palm Beach Police Department and started this investigation in Palm Beach, which then steamrolled into everything we now see many years later. And Jeffrey Epstein had people, investigators, showing up outside of their homes in black SUVs, showing up at their work, investigators questioning their family members, their boyfriends, their spouses at the time, asking about sexual positions that they wanted to be in. It was a huge amount of pressure exerted on these victims. So for someone like Virginia to not only come forward, but to stay fast and stay true throughout these years, she was a great and incredible source of strength to all the victims that were out there.
Tom, extraordinary interview with her father. I did interview him once before on Good Morning Britain, I think when Epstein died. What did you make of what he said?
Well, I think that he's a tragic figure. I mean, he lost a daughter and he clearly feels some responsibility. I mean, that's his fatherhood. He should have been looking after his daughter. I believe him that he got the photograph before it was made public. I thought that was the sensational.
I don't think he really knew his
Let me just say one
very
thing
well.
without interrupting me.
You know.
I think that was a sensational disclosure.
Well, we don't.
And I believe him. I believe that she would send these sort of photographs because at the time to have met Prince Andrew was an astonishing achievement for her.
Was a composite.
But who made the composite? Just tell us who made it.
I can't tell you his
Well,
name.
it's ridiculous, you know.
But,
I mean, if you can't tell us, then you're just having
well, the
credibility.
FBI has everything,
Victoria.
but
you know, if you
yeah, we
don't
had
say
this
what is the
argument about
motive,
2 years ago.
well, what is the motive? of the
Because I want this guy to stay alive.
But who is
because
the, what is
everyone
the
dying
motive?
in this case.
What is the motive of the person who, in your view, falsified this photograph?
Oh, well, they were taking down the royal family, weren't they?
Who were?
maybe Israel. Who knows?
Israel? Goodness me, come on. What do you mean, who knows? I mean, you're putting forward all these photographs. You've got no...
This is real.
No, it's not. This is all false.
Okay, all right.
This
Well, maybe go back to
is
bed.
false.
You're
Why would Israel be
70-something, right?
taking down the British royal family?
Tell me that.
Well, you tell us. You're the one who raised it.
This is a fact.
You raised it, that Israel is
Calm
behind...
down on that.
He is
Look,
all
just
over
chill.
the place. You are all over the place, girlfriend. You didn't accuse somebody of trying to take down the royal family. Who? Who, girl? Hello, Cece. Welcome. Good to see you. Better late than never. Better late than never. Who? Who, girl? What are you talking about? Who are you accusing? You trying to say that Virginia wasn't a victim? Trying to say that instead that Andrew's the victim? It's a weird-a-do. A weird-a-do. A weird-a-do.
You're the person...
Why would Israel be trying to
Israel
concoct a picture to shame the royal
I
family?
don't know because
Well, you just said it.
I'm not talking about those agencies right now. I made that clear. What I have
You just said it was
but
Israel.
without talking about that,
No,
this
no,
is
we
hard
want to talk
facts.
about that. What is the genesis of your conspiracy
Tom,
theory?
just stop. This isn't a conspiracy. These people do not fit in that space. I've measured it. They do not.
Your conspiracy theory, he said. Israel. What the heck-a-do is she talking about? Just throwing out conversation. You got a video?
It's a long one though, but it's good.
Of?
Trump, the Iran war, and everything that's going on.
Send it to me.
Okay.
My husband has a video on Donald Trump. I'll take this one down and bring another one up. That's what I'll do. I won't do that to my people. I believe another professional victim. Please save me some time. Home Chick is trying to support her friend Andrew by all means necessary. Okay. And she's making up a conspiracy theory stuff, throwing stuff out there. And Tom Bauer's like, look, you and your conspiracy theory. What's up with that? Anyway, my husband's going to send me a video. We're going to shut this one down after this. And I'm going to bring that one up. And then I'm going to call it a night. But I don't want to bombard you guys with stuff you don't want to see. Okay? There you go. The next thing Lady Victoria will be claiming is that Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny were trying to frame Andrew. Not the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. No. Yeah, she all over the place.
Physically
Look.
fit. This guy on the left is 5'8", 5'9" at highest with his hair, and he's higher up in the doorframe than Andrew is.
But in
Tell me
answer to
that.
Tom's question,
it doesn't add.
She has snapped. Calm down, Victoria. Look, okay? Will it back, Victoria. Calm down, girl. It's okay. It's okay. We don't believe you. You know, it's like she snapped. Oh, wow. That's really sad. Wow, she has some cases against her. Yeah, she's pissed off. Like, she scared me. I had to pause her for a second. Calm down, girl. It's okay. Hold up. Wait a minute. You're scaring me, Pierce Morgan. You're scaring what's his name? Tom Bauer. You're scaring us. Back off.
Royal family, weren't they?
Well, who were?
Maybe Israel. Who knows?
Israel? Goodness me, come on. What do you mean, who knows? I mean, you're putting forward all these photographs. You've got no...
This is real.
No, it's not. These are all false.
Okay, all right.
This
Well, maybe go
table
back to
is
bed.
false.
You're
Why would Israel be taking down the British royal family?
Tell me that.
Well, you tell us. You're the one who said that.
This is
You
a
raised
fact.
it. You raised it, that Israel is
Calm
behind...
down on that. Look, just
tell me to calm down.
So
You're the person...
this-
Why would Israel be trying
Why would
to
Israel want
concoct a
to be
picture to shame the royal
I
family?
don't know because
Well, you just said it.
I'm not talking about those agencies right now. I made that clear. What I have
You just said it was
but
Israel.
without talking about that, this is
we
hard
want to talk
facts.
about that. What is the genesis of your conspiracy
Tom,
theory?
just stop. This isn't a conspiracy. These people do not fit in that space. I've measured it. They do not physically fit. This guy on the left is 5'8", 5'9" at highest with his hair, and he's higher up in the doorframe than Andrew is.
But in
Tell me
answer to
that.
Tom's question,
it doesn't add up.
who had the motivation to do this?
Who is behind Jeffrey Epstein? Like, who is that? We don't know exactly who that is. Who put Jeffrey up to this? Who told him to set Prince Andrew up?
Well, nobody said, because they were friends.
This was very organized. No, they weren't
Why
friends.
would Prince Andrew give $11 million to a woman he said he never met?
He wanted to fight this, okay?
Ooh. You got Prince Pierce Morgan asking her, watch him. Watch him. He just asking one question after the next. And then watch Tom Bauer. He's going to be talking to her too. Watch how they start confusing her. And she's just... I'm going to rewind it one more time, okay? One more time. And watch it. Watch how... watch how Pierce Morgan just start asking her all kinds of questions. And then Tom Bauer's like, you're a conspiracy theory. He started asking her questions too. Woo! And then she gonna get mad.
Why would Israel be taking down the British royal family?
Tell me that.
you tell us.
To stay alive.
But who is
because
the, what is
everyone
the
dying
motive?
in this case?
What is the motive of the person who, in your view, falsified this photograph?
Oh, well, they were taking down the royal family, weren't they?
Well, who were?
Maybe Israel. Who knows?
Israel? Goodness me, come on. What do you mean, who knows? You're putting forward all these photographs. You've got no...
This is real.
No, it's not. These are all false.
Okay, all right.
This
Well, maybe go
table
back to
is
bed.
false.
You're
Why would Israel be taking down the British royal family?
Tell me that.
Well, you tell us. You're the one who raised that.
This is
You
a
raised
fact.
it. You raised it, that Israel is
Calm
behind...
down on that. Look, just
tell me to
chill.
calm down.
So
You're the person...
this-
Why would Israel be trying
Why would
to
Israel want
concoct a
to be
picture to shame the royal
I
family?
don't know because
Well, you just said it.
I'm not talking about those agencies right now. I made that clear. What I have
You just said it was
but
Israel.
without talking about that,
No,
this
no,
is
we
hard
want to talk
facts.
about that. What is the genesis of your conspiracy
Tom,
theory?
just stop. This isn't a conspiracy. These people do not fit in that space. I've measured it. They do not physically fit. This guy on the left is 5'8", 5'9" at highest with his hair. And he's higher up in the doorframe than Andrew is.
But in
Tell
answer
me
to
that.
Tom's question,
it doesn't add up.
Who had the motivation to do this?
Who is behind Jeffrey Epstein? Like, who is that? We don't know exactly who that is. Who put Jeffrey up to this? Who told him to set Prince Andrew up?
Well, nobody said, because they were friends.
This was very organized. No, they weren't
Why
friends.
would Prince Andrew give $11 million to a woman he said he never met?
He wanted to fight this, okay? He wanted to fight this. He knew he was innocent. The Buckingham Palace would not let him fight it. When have you ever seen a member of the royal family in a courtroom in New York? It doesn't happen. Like, that is why the lawyers went after him, because he was such a scapegoat.
No, they went after him because
It
he was
would never
guilty.
happen.
He was
Tom,
guilty.
okay.
If he was innocent, you must let
Okay,
someone else speak, but really,
I
it doesn't help your argument by never letting
Okay.
anyone say another word.
I do try and let you speak. You know nothing.
All right, why, if he was innocent, was he such a disaster in his Newsnight interview?
Why have you got it so in for him?
I haven't got it in
What-
for it.
what
I'm
did he
asking
do to
you,
you?
nothing. What he did to me was he brought down the royal family. He besmirched. I'm a monarchist, and he
Right.
destroyed part of the royal family's great reputation.
I agree that
by
interview
his
was a bad
behaviour.
interview. I agree
And the
with that.
interview was filled with ridiculous falsehoods.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Do you know
with
what I think you should do? I think you should do another interview.
No, you
with,
can never do
I
another
think
one.
you
You're
should.
kidding.
You do another one with
Set
somebody
up-
like me, because he's had time to
After
think
you
about the
got
first
set
one
up. No.
and actually just talk honestly about
It's
all this.
better just to not speak at this point. You know,
I don't agree with
because
that.
He would
I
just be
don't.
set up. But another question I have just surrounding the image. So Virginia, when she did her first interview about the image, she said she took the photo for her mother to give to her mother. Now, in court documents, the mother admitted that she never saw this photo until it was in the Daily Mail years later. So
Well, the father
why do
said-
you think that is?
Well, the father said tonight he saw it.
No,
long,
but he didn't say
long-
what he didn't.
He said it appeared, he saw it long before it appeared in public.
He didn't. He was very vague.
No, he said before.
Guys, stop ganging up on me. I'm giving you the facts.
He wasn't vague.
I'm giving you court documents.
No, we're
In-
talking about what we just
so-
saw.
He said he literally
wasn't
saw a
vague.
10 by 8
in
photograph.
court document. He saw the composite image. Of course, the
Who made the
composite was
composite?
printed.
But who-
It was photographed 3 times, hence it's all blurry. This isn't even the lines. So Ghislaine never had a house this color. Obviously, it was a flash with a throwaway camera does not have a flash that strong.
Oh boy.
This is the color of her walls have always been a cream color. Not that. It's like, but
Well, we don't
anyway,
know if it's been repainted.
So,
We don't know.
so
Okay,
just to
listen.
let you know, so that is in court documents, which obviously you guys have not read. The mother clearly states that she was never given the image by Virginia, like Virginia said.
Okay.
Now, he's not sweating there. And this photo was supposed to be after he was sweating all night. There's not this is.
All right, let me just quickly end by going to our guest in New York. Maureen, do you believe anything that you're hearing here from Victoria?
I'm so glad you came back to me because I just have to say I am astonished and appalled at how rude your guest is.
I really have to fight to get
Her
my truth
logic
out.
is so faulty. Her logic is so faulty. And were I Prince Andrew, I would be asking you to exit stage left and stop talking. But we now see what we have further of Prince Andrew's idiocy because he's not shutting this down.
Oh my God. This interview, this whole thing has gone off the rails, okay? Maureen then stepped in and then cussed her smooth, said, "You're rude." She said, if I was Andrew, I would call her and tell her to shut this down. Oh, jeez. You would think that Andrew, who was a prince, would be disgusted being around little girls. Yep, you would think. Does she think they're listening more if she mimics mapping things on the desk? I know. Goes like this, it's like this, it's like that. No, it ain't. This lady done cussed you out, Maureen. She said, wait a minute, your guest is rude.
You know, so that is in court documents, which obviously you guys have not read. The mother clearly states that she was never given the image by Virginia, like Virginia said.
Okay.
Now, he's not sweating there. And this photo was supposed to be after he was sweating all night. There's not this is.
All right, let me just quickly end by going to our guest in New York. Maureen, do you believe anything that you're hearing here from Victoria?
I'm so glad you came back to me because I just have to say I am astonished and appalled at how rude your guest is.
I really have to fight to get my truth
logic
out.
is so faulty. Her logic is so faulty. And were I Prince Andrew, I would be asking you to exit stage left and stop talking. But we now see
know
what
nothing, Maureen.
we have further of Prince Andrew's idiocy because he's not shutting this down.
Oh, exit left, girlfriend. Exit to the left, exit to the left, exit to the left. Going to the light, Caroline. Exit to the left. Get out. Skadoodle. Oh, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Guys, I'm almost at 650. We can do this. We can get me to 650. We can. Come on. Let's shut the internet down and get me to 6,500. Whoa! That means you got to share it and you got to like it and put me in the algorithm. Okay, let's get back to it.
I believe it.
Okay, Spencer, Spencer, what do you think?
Yeah, this is unbelievable. I mean, she's got to retire the tiara and just put on the tinfoil hat at this point. The reality is that even if she thinks this photo is fake, she should be the one that is trying to force our attorney general to release the security video cameras that are taken inside the Manhattan home, because those security camera videos are still in the custody of the FBI.
Yeah.
They were taken into custody in Manhattan, at his home in Palm Beach, and at the island. Release those videos, because then we'll truly see
I
what
believe that Pam Bondi and
what we're
Cash
doing.
Patel are working actually very hard on this behind the scenes right now. And
Okay, well,
let's see the videos.
I agree. The videos will be fascinating. We've got to leave it there. Thank you for coming in, Victoria. Thank you to you, Tom. Thank you, Maureen. And thank you, Spencer. Certainly a fascinating story and tinged, obviously, with a lot of tragedy. But I appreciate you all going on Uncensored tonight. Thank you.
I love that. I thought that was hilarious. It was a little bit of comedy at the end of that. Hey guys, we're going to shut it down. I have another live I'm about to do. It's going to be on Donald Trump. Okay. I'm going to a video my husband just sent me. With a heart.
All right, guys, we have a bunch of major breaking news about the war here to share with you on this Saturday, and it is not pretty. Day by day, this thing spirals more and more out of control, and it looks absolutely terrifying. Of course, we're referring to it as the Jeffrey Epstein War.
Come back. If you guys want to see me, come right back. I'm finna shut this one down. I'll be right back in 5 minutes. This one might be a little bit more comical, but it's about Donald Trump and the war. And I don't know how comical that would be, but anyway, it's about him. There's some breaking news. So come back, Kamori, Loretta, DeLove, Debbie. Y'all come back. You hear? See you soon. I'll see you in a minute.